paper we're doing is the first paper. This is number 49. So put 49 on your paper. Put 49 on your paper. I already finished it. Okay. So put 49 on your paper. We are doing proofs. We learned about two things yesterday that you can add to pictures. The two things you can add are vertical angles. When there's a crisscross and they kiss, they touch in one spot, that's a kiss, they can add vertical angles. If they share a side, that's reflexive property, okay? So that's when you add a side mark. So put 49 on the top of your paper. We're gonna quickly go over the theorems from yesterday. Side, and I think more people are understanding the tick mark amount today and the arc mark amount today. With this is helpful because all the pictures are exactly the same, like set up instead of flipping them around. Side needs to know that 3 sides are congruent. So you make 1 mark there, and then you're going to make another mark, 2 marks at the bottom, and 3 marks along the side. Technically, it doesn't matter which side has whatever amount, but the reason why there's different amounts is because it's not an equilateral triangle. If they all had 1 tick mark, that means all the lengths would be 10 feet long. Okay, they would all be same. This is not an equilateral triangle. You can use your eyeballs to tell that that's not the same. That's why they have different arc mark amounts. The next one is side angle side. So if I put 1 mark here, 1 mark here, those are my sides. If I choose to use the bottom, because I'm just kind of making a random triangle, I have 2 sides, 2 tick marks at the bottom because that represents a different side length. To be side angle side, the angle has to go between the sides. So I'm going to put my arc mark here, and I'm going to put my arc mark here. My angle is between the sides. The next 2 are the ones that people trip up the most, which is when you have double angles. If I have an angle, I'm going to make my other angles over here. I'm also going to set up this one, the next one. I have double angles. They're the exact same setup. Take a second, add your angles to your picture. The difference between angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side is the placement of the side. If you have ASA, the side has to go in the middle between the A's because it's like a sandwich. So your marking would have to go between them. Versus angle, angle, side, the side is after the angles. So it's in the back behind them. So I'm not going to put it at the bottom. I would need it at one of the sides. I'm going to use this side over here. Those are the 2 that people mess up the most, are these 2. Those are the ones that you have to be careful with. Those are the important ones. Hypotenuse leg is this oddball weirdo. This is only for right triangles. So you need the 90-degree angle. And it's literally in the name. Hypotenuse, which is the longest side, those have to be congruent. And then you need to know a leg, whether that be the height of the triangle or the base of the triangle. You need to know one of those is congruent to each other. So usually it's like this side, so I'm going to put this side. This would really make ASS, but you can't use ASS. That's why it's hypotenuse leg, only for right triangles. Okay, so reasons for congruent sides. The main one on here, first off, is given. Duh. If it's given, then obviously it's congruent. The next part is definition of midpoint. If you think about midpoint, it's in the middle. So if it's in the middle, the sides are the same. The last one is the most important, which is reflexive property. If they share a side, and if you think about it as well, geometry is kind of like common sense. If you share a side with something, like a triangle shares a side with another triangle, then that side would have to be the same because it's on both triangles. That's reflexive. Congruent angles. If it's given, then obviously it's congruent. Vertical angles are when it crisscrosses. That's whenever it kisses. And then there also have these ones. These are from chapter 3. We're bringing back old stuff. If it talks about parallel lines involve corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, all these weird oddball things that we're going to start reviewing for next week for your midterm. And then definition of an angle bisector, that's from chapter 2. If you cut something in half, then they're congruent because it's bisecting it. So it's like, if you know the vocabulary, it shouldn't be too bad.
We can't exempt this.
You cannot exempt my midterm because it's an EOC class.
Next.
You cannot ever exempt my midterm, ever. Final, you can't exempt it. Midterm, you can't exempt it. It's an EOC class. You have to take it all. The final is the EOC. So during finals week next semester, you won't have a test because you take the EOC May 17th, I think it is. So, Jasmine, can you stop doing that?
That's just.
Okay. So, for CPCTC, we are matching corresponding parts. So angle A matches with what? Angle D. We're going to mark it on our picture. A matches with D. If I say angle C, what does that match with?
F.
Angle F. We're going to mark it. It's not going to have one arc mark. It's going to have two arc marks because it's the second thing I'm talking about. So C, yeah, see, it's clicking today. It's just the third thing you're talking about gets the third angle mark. So angle B is going to match with what? Angle E. That's the third thing I'm listing. So it gets three little arc marks. The reason why they don't all have one is because it's not an equilateral triangle. They don't all have 60 degrees in each corner. They're all different. We don't know their measurements. We don't really care about their measurements. We just know they're all different. So that's why they have different marks. But they match. Then you can also list the sides. We did this on Monday. If I say angle BC, not angle, crap, I messed up. If I say side BC, what does BC match with? Side EF. We're going to mark it because it's a side. It gets a tick mark. One tick mark because it's the first thing I'm talking about. If I say AB, what does AB match with? DE. Because it's the second thing I'm talking about, it gets two tick marks. And the last thing would be AC matches with what? DF. And that's the third side, so it gets three tick marks. So it's corresponding pieces to congruent triangles. If they're congruent, they have corresponding angles, corresponding sides. Corresponding just means what matches with it. They like to use that corresponding word on the EOC and usually on the midterm. Corresponding means if I'm talking about angle A, what's the corresponding angle to angle A? It means what matches with angle A. Okay, you ready for some proofs? Brace yourselves. We love proofs. It's a great time, great time. So normally you have a word bank. I did not give you a word bank for this because we're doing this together. On the EOC, on your midterm, anytime you do a proof yourself, you're going to have either word bank, you're going to have options, a drop-down box, some sort of like, you're never going to have to fill this in from scratch. So, number one says, yes, it's going to be given. It says given. Can you guys stop? Number one says, C is the midpoint. So if you read it, it kind of makes sense. It kind of flows. C is the midpoint of, and I don't know why it's so ugly today, but it is. The coffees kind of came out weird. BE and AD. So it's the midpoint. We're going to say given because that's always the first step. We are not marking anything on our picture because it's not a congruency statement yet. Okay, so leave your picture alone. If you leave it completely blank until the end, you will not be able to figure out what theorem, side, or anything goes with this. So you have to put your congruency, like the next step. See, that's how is the congruency statement. We're going to put that, mark it on your picture. BC is congruent to EC. They say the reason why, if you read it, is definition of midpoint. That's weird because we were talking about midpoint. Midpoint's the middle. That makes sense. That's congruent. I have a blankety blank, but it's definition of midpoint. AC is the same as CD. And if you flip your letters around, it's okay because it's talking about that same piece of the triangle. So it doesn't really matter what order you're writing it in, honestly. Like I said, it's going to be like multiple choice or like drop-down boxes. So we're going to mark it because it's a congruency statement. Midpoint means it's the middle. They are congruent because it's the middle. Definition of midpoint. This is completely blank and you're like, great, I have nothing to go off of. What is something from this picture that I know is congruent based just on the picture? I don't know AB is congruent to DE technically. Vertical angles. So they kiss right at C. So we're going to add a little arc mark. That is an angle. we can't say angle C is congruent to angle C because C goes all the way around in a circle. So you have to be specific with 3 letters. So if I say angle ACB, what matches with A? D. So D has to go first. I said C, what matches with C? C. And then the last letter is E. How do I know those angles are congruent? Not because they match. Vertical. So anytime they kiss, vertical angles. I know, that's why I say the kiss, it will kiss face. Okay, so now I can say I have my markings. How do I know these triangles are actually congruent? Is it hypotenuse leg? Is it side, side, side? Is it side, angle, side? For number 2, there's a typo really quick. Let's fix this. It says BC is congruent to DA. This should be DC. My bad. Sorry. So put a little C there. So take a second. Fill in your first step. Yep, first step is given. Fill in the statement. There's 2 givens because they say 2 things are given, so they actually split it. Sometimes it's all together in the first step, but if you look at step 1, step 2, they're both given, so they split it. So what should go in my first statement? Perfect. Because that's a statement, a congruency statement, put it on your picture. If it has the congruency symbol, you put it in the picture. So BC is a side that matches with DC, so we put that in that. That's given. Step 2 says AC bisects. Bisects means to cut in half. BCD. I can't put this in my picture because it's not a congruency statement, but you're thinking, okay, we're thinking angle bisector, bisecting, congruency, okay? That's given. What 2 things are congruent? If I bisect this, what 2 angles are congruent in this picture? Does anybody know, Jasmine? No. So if AC bisects BCD, I don't know ABC matches ADC. BC and CD, that's a side. I need an angle with 3 letters. Who's going to figure it out? Because I know there's like one of you that probably is going to. No, but close. No.
CBA.
So I'm gonna put this on my picture. You don't have to write this, but if you hold on, shh, you guys are like, you're just listing the angles wrong. When an angle's listed with 1 letter, you guys understand where it's at, but like if it's 3 letters, you guys get lost in the sauce. So if I'm taking this angle, okay, and I'm cutting it in half, I'm cutting that in half with a different color. No, we don't. You don't have colors. Unless you want colors, you can. But BCA is one piece of this. That side, so I have to say BCA because C is being split in half, so C should be the middle letter. So if I say BCA, what's the other side? DCA. So these are being split, they match because it's being cut in half that way. So C is the middle letter, C is being split, cut in half. The reason why they're congruent, the reason why I could say they're congruent, we're talking about bisectors, is because definition of bisector. Okay. Then they tell me AC is congruent to AC. That's a side. I'm going to put a tick mark. That's a side. It's a congruency statement. Why are they congruent? Reflexive. Nice. So reflexive says the side is the same. Verticals are angles are the same. Crisscross, little kiss face. Okay. So now what goes in 5? No. Well, this part, what I'm trying to prove. The proof part. ABC is congruent to CDA, and it is not side, side, side. What? SAS. SAS again. Okay, try to set up, see if you can figure out the first 3 spots for number 3. Try to fill in what you can. If you're not completely sure, number 3 is a little tricky. Does anybody remember what that symbol means with the 2 straight lines? Parallel. So you're thinking old stuff, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. So you're thinking parallel lines. You can't put that in your picture, but they're saying the lines are parallel. Anytime they mention parallel lines, alternate interior angles has to come back to your brain. So what's the first thing? Good, mark it. It's a congruency statement. You should have marked it already. The next thing should be XG is parallel to FH. You don't mark that. It's not a congruency symbol, but they're letting you know parallel lines. This is old vocab. What this means is this line, I want to use yellow. They're saying this line XG runs parallel to FH because it's being cut by a transversal. Hello. What are you doing here? You have to speak?
I just spoke up.
Oh my gosh. You're speaking at second language too?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just staying here for.
Yeah, for the like 20 minutes. Okay, so FGX is congruent. I'm marking this. It's an angle. FGX is congruent to GFH. I mark it. What kind of angles are those? Alternate interior. These are parallel lines being cut by a transversal. You jump across the transversal. These are alternate interior angles. Do you miss proofs?
I hated this. I feel bad for you. I'm on.
Yeah, everybody hates proofs. That's fine. Listen, I also hate proofs, but here we are. This is a blank. We have nothing. So what do you know from looking at your picture that you can say? Not bisects. You can't say it bisects. Do we have a vertical angle or do we have a reflexive property? We have reflexive. You can add that because if you share a side with something, that has to be the same. Does anybody know what I should write here? FG equals FG. That's because reflexive. And then the last step is what you're trying to prove, which gives you the little triangle statement at the top. XGF is congruent to triangle H. I don't know why the spot's so small. Angle, side. If you don't have your markings, you cannot figure out what the proof actually is saying. So on the back, why don't you try number 1? There is a word bank at the top that you're going to use multiple times throughout all of the problems. So you do not cross it out as you go. Those are your only options. So take a second, try number 1, put your markings on your picture. If you don't have your markings, you're not going to be able to do it. They're like kind of short on the back because I want you to try them. I don't want you to give up on it. I know.
I really hated it. It made no sense.
Listen, I didn't teach him.
She didn't.
Yeah, but you guys still don't understand. But it's okay. But he had a different teacher. I taught him a long time ago.
Your son.
That's not my son.
Oh,
He's-
Oh,
Wow.
I was gonna say, what are we talking about?
He's not even mixed.
Like, good.
God, I can't believe it.
I know. Speaking of Uniprom, don't you stop
Yeah, heck yeah. Are you going? Yeah, I'll be there. Are you going to grab back? Should go to grab?
Oh, I forgot about that. When did the tickets?
I don't know, but you need to find that out.
Okay.
Grab back.
Wait, yeah, I'll know because I have the
I'm only
band
the
thing.
chaperone to grab back.
Mine's gonna be the band thing.
It's like the best day leader.
That's valid. Hey,
And I'm like, here's your tickets. See you at 2 a.m. Bye.
that's crazy.
Like, don't get in trouble. Don't get lost. I don't want to hear any phone calls from you. Be back at the bus.
I'm trying to prepare for my calculus final. I'm about to crash out. It's not hard, but I don't remember half the stuff. It's too many stuff.
Yeah.
Too many stuff.
I got limits and all that jazz.
Actually, my teacher for calculus is actually fire. Kind of just like you,
Really?
actually.
Oh, good.
He puts it just as simple as possible.
Good. Yeah.
Oh,
Calc 1 is nice. Are you taking Calc 2? What are you majoring in? So do you have to take Calc 2? I think you do. I don't know. Maybe
I'm
not.
not taking next semester, at least.
But then probably not. But they put it back to back.
You don't finish.
Okay, so LM is given. You need to mark it. LM is the same as LO. You mark it. MN is congruent to ON. You mark it. How do you know LN is congruent to LN? Flex it. What thing is that? Side, side, side. The next one, if you have not tried, take a minute and try. The first thing is telling you the lines are parallel. You're thinking parallel lines are cut by a transversal, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, blah, 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 blah. You can do it. Mark your picture.
Why are you asking me to write what the mathematician thought?
What's
that? That don't make no sense.
I don't make the rules here. You just tell me what to teach. I'm like,
Wait,
Yes,
yes.
bring your phone.
I like, can you like switch?
Flip to front.
Said 40.
Okay. For what, lunch? Yeah. What are you talking about?
To share my testimony.
Just what about what?
What I did do.
This class is consult. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Where are you doing this? Yeah. In the auditorium.
No, it's FCA. It was first lunch was in the whatever. It was across from the gym. What class was that? I don't know. Health class, whatever. And the second lunch is in the weight room. So there's more people in it.
Yeah. The single one you take off here. Have you applied to colleges?
Yes, I've gotten into 3.
I like.
Which one?
University of West Florida,
Okay.
Southeastern University, which is Christian College, and Lakeland and Liberty.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to Liberty. I saw crazy rules. Like rules that don't make no sense.
You were like,
at
I don't
all.
know if I can do this.
Yeah, nah, I'm not going there.
Like, I'm gonna be 18. I need a little bit of a leeway.
Yeah. They have like I guess like for example, if you go home for Thanksgiving, you have to sign a permission slip saying you're going with a married couple. Why are y'all in my business? I do what I want. I'm going where I want. Y'all tripping. I'm not going there.
If you could go to your number one pick, which would you want?
University of West Florida, just because I'm finna get off.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, that's good though.
But actually,
Yeah, go with mine.
I love the school. I love the team. I love the coach.
Okay.
And then I already figured out my plan because I can do comprehensive marketing, which will then lead me into sports marketing. So I can do sports marketing and then I can still do real estate with the marketing degree.
Are they going to give you a full ride?
I probably won't need it.
Oh, no.
I have a tuition waiver. I have a bachelor. I'm one of those things because I yeah, I'm one of those things.
Yeah, but is it gonna go off there?
No, I'm marked as an independent student, so it's by myself. So it's that lowest thing could possibly be.
And you're like, you know what? This might have been okay.
Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then I'm still struggling with our futures. Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry.
What's your SAT
That
score?
was 30 minutes. later.
Okay. Okay. QS is not congruent. It's not congruent. You can't mark that. They're parallel to RT. That means that these lines run parallel. QS and RT run parallel. Okay. R is congruent to S, so you can mark that. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. How do you know? No.
What'd you say?
How do you know angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate interior? Because they cross a transversal. This is the transversal. They crisscross over that transversal. They jump across alternate interior angles. And then how do you know QT is congruent to QT? Reflexive. And then what statement would you use? angle, side. Because you have an angle, and then the side reflexive in the middle. Let's go over number 3. Number 3, because you probably had enough time to go to number 3 because I was chit-chatting. So GI, what the heck is wrong with these pictures? GI matches with KI. HI matches with JI. How do you know GIH is congruent to JIK or whatever that says? Vertical, because they kiss. Anytime they kiss, that's vertical angles. Okay. Things were still divine. My little baby's all grown up. And then why do you know these are congruent? SAS. Side, angle, side. If you don't have the markings, you can't really do it. Okay, can't do the last step, which is the whole point. You have 4 problems, and then you are going to take a picture of the 4 problems, and you're going to put it online. Now, oh, should we talk about something really quick? Sure. There is some little blankety blanks that you need to fill in from scratch on 6 and 7. So for
what? What's in there?
like, for example, if it says OLN matches with something, what does O match with? M, so that has to go first. What does L match with? And then the last letter? L. So you do have to fill in that side as well, which is like the statement itself. What's up? Yeah, we bring it up here, Chris. So work on your 4 problems. So you're going to take a picture of your 4 problems and put it online. Oh, that's nice. Okay, but you figure this one out for the photo.
No, I don't.